My name is Naima and I'm from Somalia.
I am Hakima and I'm from Somalia. We are refugees in India.
And we would like to say a few points or few things that related to the racial discrimination that we face here. First of all, leaving your country and coming to a new place was not easy. And we had to flee from our country because of so many problems, so many security issues. We fled from there so we could have a better life in a new country. But coming here, there were many times that most of us regretted why we even came here because of the racial discrimination that we faced here. We face racial discrimination in daily life, whether it's in hospitals, in schools, or anywhere in field work. We don't have any legal documents. One of the main problems we face is because of the legal documents. And even we think that even if we had a legal document, it will not have worked for us because of the way we look different, and the way our skin color is different. Some people think that if we had legal documents, we could have got a job, we could have had financial assistance, but it's the opposite. Even if we have a legal document, it's not easy finding a job in here when you are an African, when you are a black person. And we face a lot of racial discriminations from the local people. If I start from the hospitals, like when we usually go to government hospitals because we cannot afford going to private hospitals. And when we go to government hospitals, we face so many racial discrimination that sometimes we don't even feel like going back, even if we are sick. I remember the last time I was there, I went with one of the Somali ladies, and I was translating for her. And she had an operation, and she was admitted in the hospital. And a nurse or a doctor was supposed to at least come to her and see her situation every 1 hour or 2 hours, because she was in a very bad pain. And no one would come. Like, she was sharing with other patients, like 4 or 5 in a room, and nurses or doctors will come and see other local Indians, other patients, and check them, give them some medications, but no one will come to see the other lady just because she's African, she's black person. And since I knew the language, I would just go to the doctor and ask him what's happening, why nobody's coming. And sometimes the nurse would come and she would not even look. She would just say that, okay, she would ask questions that are not even relevant. She would just treat like not a patient, someone just sitting somewhere. The lady was so much in a pain that we had to shift her from another government hospital. Even we saved the same problem there, but we had to resist. We had to stay there because we knew that we cannot do anything. We cannot go to private hospital because we cannot afford. It happens the same thing with in government hospitals. You have to stand in a long queue to meet the doctor to get the prescription. And sometimes what happens is when your turn comes, you have been standing for the line for 3-4 hours, and when your turn comes, the one who's supposed to give the prescription or the medicine, the paper, he will not give you. He will just say that, okay, sit aside and let other citizens go first. He will treat you so bad that you don't even feel like standing there anymore. You will just go back home even though you were there for 3 or 4 hours. It goes the same with the doctor. Sometimes the doctor doesn't give you much attention. He will just, ask you questions. Why are you here? Why can't you go back to your country? You have money. Why are you doing in the government hospitals? And instead of asking you your problems, they will just ask you some other things. And we have the same problem in schools. So we cannot afford to go into private schools, so most of our young girls go to government schools, and they face so many racial discrimination that they drop out. I am one of the examples that I used to go to government hospitals. I was studying. I was there for 5 months. I couldn't continue because of the racial discrimination that I was facing there. I was harassed by the local boys. They were calling me names. They would use names for the black people. They would use, why you eat people. They call you monkeys. I'm here. I've been here for quite some time, and here since end of 2005. And from the beginning, I was very young when I came here. But from the beginning till now, nothing has changed. In fact, it got worse. I thought that I was the only one who was facing problems. But when I saw my other community people facing the problem, that's how I got at least courage to live there, because I'm not alone. But the racial discrimination that we face here sometimes makes us feel like going back to our country. Our country is not a safe place to live, but sometimes we would rather live there and die in it with the self-confidence, with the dignity, rather than staying here and dying every day. whether we cannot go outside. Sometimes, like since we live together like 7 or 6 families in 2 or 3 rooms, sometimes, we feel like just going to the bar, getting some fresh air. But when we go there, we are harassed by the local Indians. They call us names, and they call us monkeys, they call us black person. They even use the word hapshi, which I think it means negru or something. And instead of even getting a fresh air, we just come back home more disappointed, more stressed. And most of the Somalis who are here are going through psychological problems. Most of us take psychiatric medicines that at least to make us forget, at least for like few hours, what we are going through. More than our personal life, the main thing that affects us is the racial discrimination that we face here. The message I want to give is that since we're refugees, we have already problems that we are dealing with regularly. At least, if this racial discrimination could have changed or could have been lesser, we would have, felt a little bit better than we were before. Because it's being a refugee in a country that's not yours, it's not easy. And when we are trying to live, the life as much as we can, we are faced daily basis problems because of the discrimination. Sometimes we wish that we looked different, so at least we could live a better life. That's what we want to give the message. You're welcome.
The discrimination is not even, only. The discrimination is not only for the locals we face in the schools, in hospitals, but inside the house you live, when you are a woman alone leading a family and no man is with you, everybody dares to do anything for you. Sexual harassment, like if you couldn't give them money on time, they will really come and use you as they want, and you have no other option just to live with this problem. And I have seen the other day a mother of 6 children couldn't pay the rent, and there was some assistance she was waiting from somewhere, but it came late. So she had to. The owner said, demanded her to do some, sexual-related things. But she refused. He kicked out of the house, and then she had to go to the, other community members to just seek where to live for 2 days. And the other thing is, when you have inside that problem, there is advantage of renting. When you rent, you are a foreigner. You have to rent the house more than the other people. You have to pay the electricity more than the other people pay. So even then, the shopkeepers even treat us like, if somebody like a local person comes, well, you are standing there and demanding something to sell, to buy. They will give priority the first, the locals. And I was the one who witnessed it. Like he was saying, citizens first. Like the guy, I was surprised. I was standing there for 15 minutes, and then he was giving all people behind me, and then I have to stand there. And I said, okay, this is inhumane. What are you doing? You just, I'm standing here for quite long, and you are giving everybody behind me. And then he says, like, if you want, stay, and I will give you what you want. If not, go and get another shop. That was the time I felt why you are here. Even, I'm giving a message that at least wherever you are in this world, wherever you come from, it doesn't matter. The thing matters is the emotion, that people need to be treated as a human. Like they say, you eat people. You put their flesh in fridge. So let's see your fridge. Like so many things that is, surprising when you hear. So since we are going through all this pain, fighting with the daily life, and hearing all this and peering, it's like everybody cannot peer anymore. Most of the mothers, like suppose I came here in 2007, I'm about now 8 years, I'm living here. So when I saw the mothers, I'm not a mother, I'm a single woman, girl who came from Somalia to here. When I see the mothers with children, they have a huge problem than me because they are responsible. So they feel like when they say to you two words, sometimes, well, I'm doing like, debriefing, they like to talk to you. We are in office, run by refugees, for refugees. So they come and talk. When they start two words, the third word is crying. They cannot even, express their words. Just the tears are from their, and eyes is the, only the thing they can express their feeling. That is how they are feeling now. So when the children are, discriminated in school, no child wants to go back to school. They sit at home. The mother frustrates. She thinks about, what about the future of your children? At least you are going through pain. What about your children? So they have self-conversations and they have depression. So they have to take psychiatric medicine just to sleep. So these are the things we are facing in India, and a lot quiet, because I'm just talking about in Delhi, but I don't know about Hyderabad. There is Somalis in Hyderabad, there is Somalis in Karnataka, in Mysore. So I don't know what they are going through, but this is the ones I experienced it here. Sometimes, yes, sometimes when they got the harassment, when they got the sexual assault and verbal even, they cannot tell to anyone. Just they have to hide and sit home. When I say, why are you hiding this much problem? They say, I'm afraid that I will experience more than the ones I'm, suffering now. Like the police, when we reached the police station, the language is the first challenge. I'm here now for quite long, but still I cannot, speak the language properly. I can understand, but not quite, talking. So imagine a mother without the language. How can she talk to the police even? She will prefer, and if she takes interpreter with her from the community, she feels like all her issues will be known to the community, and then she will be again, verbalized and talking back about her, and she will feel like more problem than the ones she's experiencing that time. So it's better for her to hide and sit at home. This is what happening. We don't reach the police more often, because in some cases there is a young boys. There is boys roam always in the parks to sit and they take the fresh air, and then when they reach there is always a fight. Those who know the language are suffering more than the other ones who doesn't know the language. Suppose if I don't know the language, I cannot talk back. I don't know what they are saying. But if you know the language, you will say, okay, why you are saying this to me? Then the fight starts. They are beaten up. Yes, they can beat up for 5 to 6 local people into one person. Imagine. If he reaches the police comes with him, then the local people will talk, because they are all known each other. So they will say like, okay, be patient, because this is the community, so you have to bear this. The police just says, excuse, like we cannot do anything. They are all children. They are all same your age. Is this even a human? Then the child is disappointed. He doesn't want to come out of the house. A stigma, like if you go outside, anything can happen to you and nobody will respond. Like I myself experienced it. My landlord slapped me. Landlady slapped me. Then I was not I didn't have any problem with her. Only my roommate had problem with her. Just like, they talked and there was a fight, like verbal fight. Then when I reached the next day to give the rent, she was just shouting like her husband was there, children were there, so many people, sitting, or even her housemate or everybody. Then when I sit there and wait her coming out, just she came out and shouted in Hindi and just slapped me. I was like, oh my God, all my ear and my side, felt the pain like anything. Like my ear, I couldn't hear for some time. Like hardly she slapped me. I said, why are you slapping? What happened? What I did to you? Then she said, okay, tum logo, like your people did this to me. And I said, she's not even my sister. You can go and approach her. She said, I don't care. You are the same place. So I didn't know. I cannot give reaction back. I'm in her house. So I have seen her children, her husband. Nobody was talking. Everybody surprised. I just walk away there with the pain. I left her house just with no reaction. Like I didn't know what to do. I came home, I sat for some time, I didn't want to go out, I didn't want to see anybody because somebody slapped you without reason. I called this league, and then they knew even this problem. When we approached the house owner, he said, you can take her to, arrest. And Sili couldn't do that because he's not even apologizing. He's not saying my wife was wrong to this girl. He didn't even say. I said, like, if he's not going to the police station, at least he can say sorry to me. And she said, he's not going to say. That's how we are treated. We are treated even below the human being, below the basic rights. Even fighting with the bread. Besides so many problems, again the harassment and the discrimination. This is what we are facing in India. So thanks to everybody, thanks to the government who just allowed us to sit here in their country. But we have so much problems in here. Thank you so much.